good? Do we have audio? Let's see. Hello, 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 hello. How's that? It's a bit loud. Are we good now? Yeah, we're good. Alright. Let's just post the link in the Discord and then we go. Alright, we're in. What's up, Andrew? You can hear me? Awesome. Andrew, you're gonna like what we have today. What we've got planned for today. Let me just do a little checklist here and make sure we're good. Put this here. Alright. Do I have the chat open? Let's see. Can you type something for me, Andrew? Just spam a couple of things. Oh, here we go. I got it. It's gonna make me sign in. Just let me sign in. What's up, Josh? What is this? Welcome to Mega. What does that mean? Got back from Miami. My friend tried to go to his Harry Styles pop-up thing. That's the singer, right? Harry Styles. Only Harry I know is Harry Potter. Oh shit. What's up, Josh? Thank you. My whole screen is freaking out because it's like the first time. Bought a new smartwatch toy, Android Samsung. I haven't had one in a while. Thank you, Josh, for the mega, whatever. I can like your... It's so dumb. Someone could donate money and you just give him thumbs up. Thanks, Josh. Alright. Let's get this thing started because I don't know what to do. I'm losing my mind. Let me see. Screen share. Ooh, we got all the screen share. Alright. Last week, I think, we were talking about what's the drawing app on Windows Paint? Windows Paint. We're talking about making a plant, or like not making a plant, making a thing for a plant. So let's say we had like a flower. It's insane drawing, and then building a whole system around it so that I don't have to take care of it. My viewers have to take care of it, or like the internet has to keep it alive. And we made a massive part list. I have the part list right here. And I bought everything we need. What's up, Jasper? Yeah, so I made the massive list. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of money. But I got, I think, everything. And now we can actually build it all. So I've got everything. Let let me start getting everything out, and we can get started on this. This big box is the home of the plant, where it's going to be living. And I bought 2 plants, because we're most likely going to kill at least one of them. Well, you guys are going to kill it, not me. I'm not taking care of it. And yeah, we gotta figure out how to do this. I'll go through the list. Let's just run through the list. Start with the enclosure itself. Here's the problem. I'll kind of give you the issue that I'm having. Let me pull up screenshot. So let's say you have the plant, right? And let's say you have the bin. I'll put it upside down for now. So that's like the top part. That's the bottom part, right? You've got a bunch of electronics that are going to be inside this bin. Let's say you have one here, and you have one here, and you have one here, like pointing. The problem is the plants I got need a lot of humidity, and the last thing you want to do with expensive electronics is put them in a room full of humidity. So now it's like, and I want to contain the humidity in the box. I don't want to vent it out, because these plants are super picky. Like I have them at my house right now. Throughout the day, I can see them change colors, or actually change, like if they're straight up or not, just based off humidity. 2-3 holes, Ethernet cables. Yeah, but I need the sensors in the box. So I have to do some either waterproofing or really good design. And then let's say the problem I was having is, let's say we build it all, I put the box, and now I want to change something, or I want to get in there. I don't want to start having to disconnect things and making a whole mess. So I kind of have to build it into 3 pieces. One would be the main bin, right? Like the cover. 2 would be the floor. And then 3 would be the sensors on like some big 3D printed like platform that I would build. The sensors can handle it. Which sensor can't? They probably can. It's not the best idea to have water spraying, and like it's gonna be super exaggerated because it has to be fun to watch. I'm not just gonna have like a pipe that goes into the soil and then you just sit there and you hear a motor spin. I want to make it fun, like misters and LEDs and all sorts of stuff that will for sure eventually get damaged. So we just have to kind of build it smart. I'll reword it. We have to build it so there's no direct water onto electronic. So either we put like, and remember it's super humid in there, so it's going to build humidity and condensation on everything, so we need everything to kind of be at a slant so that the water slides down. Backdrop LEDs, yeah, so you know what, here, I'll go back to full screen. Let me show more parts. Alright, this is some grow lights. I probably got myself onto some government list buying this. Shit, my mic is really loud. Let me lower it a bit. Resin coating, that's a good idea. Yes, I got some grow lights. I don't know if I can get in trouble for owning these. I think it's the plant that matters, not the lights. They're super thin, and this is gonna be great because I can kind of make like a cover for them with plexiglass. Look at this. It's a super thin board with just straight grow LEDs. And then you just output it, whatever this is, 12 volts or something. It comes with a timer controller, whatever it's called. It's the plant, not the lights, yeah. It's perfect. So this I could actually set up how much light, when, whatever, if we wanted to. Or I could build it myself, but that's pretty nice. I got 2 of those lights, which should be more than enough. Because the plan is, I'm probably going to put this box in like an attic or a basement and just leave it there for like a year. And just see how long the plants will live without me ever touching them. Like I'm going to fill up enough water for a year. I think I have a bucket big enough. We just have to make sure that like bacteria and stuff doesn't grow, mold. But yeah, that's going to be super cool. So that's the grow lights. I'll make a box and then we can just organize everything. This is probably one of the biggest projects I've ever done. Josh, you're going crazy, bro. Chill. Thanks, dude. The 5 gift memberships. Does it give it to random people? Who are these people? They have sealed glass jars with self-contained ecosystems. Yeah, that's kind of what this is. Let me show you everything. I bought like these plexiglass boards that we can turn into like a waterproof containment, whatever it's called. Take some hints from that because you're basically doing the same. Yeah, I'm just doing. The problem is the electronics. It's not a big deal if I wasn't doing electronics. But anyways, I got the Raspberry Pi to control everything. I got the plexiglass. Where's the big box of stuff? It's like $200-300 project. Because I tried to get actually nice stuff. This is batteries. Bro, Josh, you're trolling. Thank you, but you're trolling, bro. Stop. Thank you. Yeah, like look at this. I got fun stories about waterproofing sensors. Yeah, I've got a couple, but they weren't waterproof. They were just thrown in water. Thanks, Josh. Oh, and I just lost the sensor. Let me see if I can even show this on camera. Like, I don't know if you could see how small that is. This is a I think this is a humidity, temperature, and pressure sensor. Barometric, something like that. Barometric pressure. Pretty much it's just being able to track the environment that the plant is in. What is this? Check valves so that water doesn't leak. There's so much crap for this. One small side. That not matter eventually. The plexiglass could fog up. Yeah, that's why all the plexiglass, I'll use like anti-fog stuff on it, and it's always going to be on a slant. And there's going to be fans in there. There's going to be a decent amount of fans because I need it to really vent and keep the air flowing. What's this? This is a gyroscope. I don't know why that's in there. Okay, we got connectors, LEDs, LED controllers. What else we got? USB stuff. Oh, misters. This one's exciting. I've never used misters before. Well, I can't vent. Well, I can. Well, no, but it's gonna have to vent a little bit. The whole point is, I want to have like people that can make the plant worse and better, and they're kind of fighting against each other. So it's actually fun, you know. Like you can overwater the plant. Misters, fans. Look, I've never used these before. What is this? They're literal. Is there no nuts in here? They're like tiny little misters, and as you tighten them, they make the gap bigger or smaller, and then that will change the mist, like a spray bottle. So I got those, and I got a pump I'm gonna connect them to. Yeah, here, look. And you can run a bunch of them in a row. So I could put them like super high pressure. Like this. It's not gonna focus, but you'll get it. Yeah, so we got all the misters. Let me actually see if I can get everything. I'm gonna pull up the list here. USB webcam. Yes. That's in my parts bin. Where's my parts bin? Yeah, here we go. It's a camera. It's like $15. It's meant for 3D printers. Not a small ESP. No, this is a little bit better. It's got a light and a focus lens, and it could zoom a little bit. It's good for 3D printing. I'm gonna use that one. Actually, I'm gonna keep it in its box. I had it, so why not? I could do different angles. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll do an ESP angle too. That's not a bad idea. What else we need? Soil sensor. That's gonna be nice. I actually have a sponsor for this video. You getting excited? Yeah, this is gonna be a fun project. And the worst part is I want to get it done in like 2 weeks. I'm not spending a month on this one. I say that now, I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I got a sponsor for this video. It's Sunfounder. I'm sure you've seen them many times on Amazon and all sorts of big sellers. They make kits actually with Arduino. They're partnered with Arduino. So they sent me a bunch of stuff, and one of those is this big Explorer kit. And it comes with a proper moisture sensor for soil. So I'm gonna be using that. HR Lady says this project is cool as fuck. Keep going. Thanks, HR Lady. Yeah, so we got that. What else? Where's the list? BNP 280. That's our temperature sensor. Oh, we have light sensors. Where the hell are those? Is that what this is? Yeah. I didn't even know this exists. But there's light sensors that you can get, and you can point them at stuff and it'll tell you kind of like the quality of their skin, whatever. It's this tiny like, oh, there's no way. Maybe I can put it on this one. It just looks like a camera, but it's like a black lens. How does NASA keep plants alive? I have no idea, but I'm guessing something like this. You're gonna see over the next like year, all my projects are just gonna be stuff that people spend hundreds of millions of dollars building, but I'm gonna do it for like, you know, $1,000 or something. Like I was looking at this this guy who's been making fully 3D printed Reaper drones, like those $30 million US Army drones, and you can print it for like $100, and it's massive. It's like, well, I don't know what in feet. Let me see. It's like 6 feet wide, and I can put a payload of like, I don't know how many pounds in it, and I can have it fly. I think it's like 3 hours of flight time. So imagine like a home drone that can fly at least 100 miles. Would like to request Nova? Well, look. Oh God. You're going crazy, Josh. Nova even popped out for you. They simulate photosynthesis slightly different. But can't you simulate it by just putting CO2 in plants and lights and letting the plants do all the work? Isn't that what we're doing? Just oxygen instead of CO2? Let me keep going here. Reservoir level sensor. Yeah, this is gonna suck. I hate doing this one. Anytime I gotta work with reservoirs, it's like the most painful stuff to work on, but look how cool this is. This is a ultrasonic water level sensor. Pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick 2 holes I don't even have to stick holes. I could just stick these sensors in this bucket at different levels, and they're gonna reflect. They're gonna reflect, and depending on how much ultrasonic waves come back to the sensor, it's gonna tell us how much water we have in this bucket. And I got a second bucket in case we need a lot of water. I don't want to touch this plant for a year. Gotta support the bro. Thanks, man. Yeah, so we have that. And if not, this is pretty simple. It's just a floating ball, and when the water floats, or when the water goes up, the ball floats and it gets closer to this other one, and it'll tell us where the water's at. So we got one for empty and one for full, and then just stick this into the bucket, and we'll know. Let's say we'll know when we're like halfway, and then when we're full empty. That's our two options. What else do we need? Leak detector. I have one of those. Because I'm going to install this in the house for a year and I don't want to touch it, I'm going to set up a bunch of leak detectors and make sure that if it's leaking that I'm going to get like notified on Discord or something, so that I don't make another flood in the house. I already had one this year. What else do we got? Water pump. We need 2 water pumps. I have one here. Oh, where'd it go? Just a couple basic water pumps. I'm gonna use a super strong one though to pump into the misters so that they get spread out. Due to the types of chlorophyll found on most plants, optimal wavelength of visible light fall within the blue range. I could probably set that, right? Within the blue range and within the red range. I have blue, red, and orange lights on those on the grow lights. I could probably set that. I'll have to try that out. Mist spray nozzles we did, check valves we did, grow light we did, power supply I have, converter we did, fuses, bin, acrylic, drip tray we have, and the rest is 3D printed stuff, and fans. Fans is the house one. Some LED strips. Yeah, I got LED strips. I don't know if they support those ranges though, but the grow lights should work. And then I just got a bunch of these. I'm gonna set up a couple in there just to ventilate and cool down all the electronics and stuff. I don't want to touch this. I want it to be like headache free, you know? It's probably not gonna go like that, but we're gonna try. And then we got the actual house for the plants, which is this big ass box. I was thinking we can do some. Let me see, can I put this away? I was thinking we can do something like this. Let's say we had this as our bottom tray, right? The cover is our bottom. Then we built everything on top, and then the cover is just a cover. Like this. And then if I want to work on it, if something breaks, whatever, I could just take the cover off and it's all there. If I mount things to the cover, then I'll have to like split it, hold it, somehow get in there, start removing stuff. I don't want to do that. I just want it set up and then just put the box on, take the box off, that's it. If I ever have to. and then it's gonna drain itself so we don't get mold or animals in there. And then all the cameras will be in there. Everything will be in the box. The more you describe this, I'm really wondering if an aquarium might handle these few of the challenges here. It probably would, but I think aquarium is going to be over budget. Hi, hello. Welcome. I think you're one of the people who got the super, what's it called? I can't even scroll up. Membership, that's what it's called. Super membership. Yeah, so we gotta figure out a way to put all this in there, and then I'll show you the plants quick. It's called a Phytona. I'm so bad with plants. I've never... Actually, that's not true. I've taken care of plants before, but they always die under my watch. I had like a massive one that would have been crazy for this project, but it's long gone. I watered it every day, and turns out you need to water it like once every 2 weeks, and I was just drowning it. But yeah, this is what I got. I got the red one, is the only one they had in stock. Tupperware box beside the plant. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. That's actually a really good idea. Why didn't I think of that? I have some Tupperware boxes I can... Oh wait, I have plenty of them. What am I thinking? God, I don't see the stack, but there's a stack of them somewhere here. That's a really good idea. Are we allowed to ask about the gamer grass? Do you want to see the update? Maybe you could show HR Lee. Let me show you. Tupperware inside the box. I reuse a sandwich meat thing. Yeah, that's perfect, but I think I need something a little bit bigger than that. Give me a second. Let me snap this together. I need a screwdriver. This is a product I've been working on, Andrew. I don't think Andrew was there, a couple of the people, but we're working on a kind of a meme product, but it's actually turning out to be pretty cool. It's called gamer grass. It's like for people who don't go outside and touch real grass because they play video games all day. So they can have this completely realistic looking gamer grass on their desks. Only problem is it's meant to snap together and then you can't really take it apart. There we go. See? Oh wait, it snapped off. Nice. Okay, well, here's what it looks like. There's a sign on it right now that says touch grass. And when you plug it into your computer, just off your computer power, it's completely LED, and they're so bright. I gotta find a way to like mess with the brightness. What does gamer grass do? Well, it lets you touch grass without going outside, and it feels weirdly real. It looks pretty good. You know, the dog, maybe she wants to poop on it. And then inside there's just a... Holy crap, it's so bright. It even sheds like real grass. Inside there's a controller. And you can just change these, the speed, different like types. So many different variations of this. But it'll be on your desk, so it's not shining you in the face like it's doing to me. But it's super cool. I'm gonna make a bunch of attachments for it and mods you can do. Let's say like, I have one where I'm gonna put a wireless phone charger, so when you lay your phone in the grass, it's gonna charge your phone. I have one that Josh recommended. I actually bought. It should be here in a couple days. The levitation module. It's like a big piece of metal, and under the grass is gonna be like it's like coils of wire, and when you put power in them, they levitate that piece of metal. And I'm gonna print a second grass, and the grass is gonna float over the grass. Add upgrades that you can plug into the breadboard underneath. Yeah, like I wanted to do. I'm gonna do like a V1 so people can actually buy it, and then after we'll do all the attachments. But I think it'd be cool to have a fountain or something. Or let's say you had like a 3D printed dog, and when you pressed a button, he would piss into the grass, and then it would just like recycle somehow. I feel like I would want that. Like a dog that just pisses on a fire hydrant or something. It's like the stupidest things that you'd have on your desk, but you could just stare at it all day. And there's like, you see how there's a bunch of holes in the back? So I can make anything that fits into those holes. So you can buy, let's say, a sign that says touch grass, and you can put it in and aim it and whatever. It's gonna be a $1 million product for sure. And the sign, it's hard to see it, but it has like texture like wood. And it's like made out of planks. But yeah, it's working. It's getting there. It's like what, a week of work to get it to this point. Put it back. Yeah, that one's wild. That one's like full blast. All it takes is a few mil, exactly. The whole premise behind this is I'm gonna make this product pay for me to go touch real grass. That's kind of the meme. It's like you buy it so you don't touch grass, but I'm gonna use the profits of this product to go and touch real grass. I'm gonna go to Utah and touch some American grass. You know, like those real big American grass strips. Not none of those small Canadian ones. Only American. It's definitely a pain in the ass to go in, but once there we go. Now it's not coming out. And it's like you can fully mod it. There's like holes on the bottom. The controller for the LEDs will be here. I'm telling you, this is going to be a killer product. And it's printed, you can't really tell, but it's printed in 3 pieces with no supports, no nothing, and I think it takes like 6 to 8 hours per grass. So I can make, and I have 2 printers, so I can make I don't know what the math is there, 8 a day. So if I sell more than, let's say, 100, I'll definitely have to get some more printers. It's going to take me 2 weeks to make it. But yeah, that's the thing. And then it plugs into USB-C. You can just take your phone charger when you're not charging your phone, and you can give yourself some healthy light and grass touching. We definitely have to do like a pool. I have like mini golf. You can play mini golf on your desk. There's gonna be a bunch of different versions of it. I was thinking, what if I did like a lawn chair and a TV, and on the TV is a screen where you can choose what to put on that screen. Could do stuff like that. Mass produce overseas. Yeah, but I have to have like a proof of product and enough money going in to do that. Plus, it'd be cool to just make them. If I have a printer farm, it would just pay for a printer farm. Now I'll go on to the next stupid idea and continue growing it from there. I'm sure there's some children I can employ here in Canada that will do it for cheap. Some cheap child labor. I'll get my sisters to do it. Alright, check this. Oh, did I show you guys Andrew, remember the video we were working on last week for the remote light switch? Let's see if I can get this out. Look, You see this stream deck right here? Watch this. That's the room lights. Work on my stream deck now. Ammo don't mass produce, make them individually. Yeah, I think it's better to make them individually. I would rather use it to fund a business where I make more fun products, kind of like, I think it was, you know the guys who make, I can't say the real word, P-Hub? You know, everyone knows P-Hub, with that sound that always plays at the start of videos. They had a studio here in Montreal, and they had a company that they made where they just made dumb things. Like, just stupid. They had like a floor in the building, and all the job of the guys, the designers in there, was to just make funny ideas and to try to sell them. I don't remember the company name. Let me see if I can find it. I know ThinkGeek is the main company, but I don't remember what the product was. They made so much money off it too. They were designing like the dumbest things ever. They had one where it was like a gummy bear pretty much inside of a fishnet, and when you squeeze it, the bear just like explodes through the fishnet holes and then comes back. And they were selling millions of them. Mass produce a little bit is what I mean. Oh, let me reread it. IMO don't mass produce, make them individually high quality, supreme style. Yeah, I'd rather charge a little bit more and make them myself. Plus, the best part is, for me to get a US visa, I have to prove to the US government that I'm employing Americans and providing American jobs. So I can always just go to the US and make a 3D print farm and then just be like, hey, can you give me a visa, please, Trump? Yeah, I got it all connected. Yeah, Stream Deck works, and then can I leak? Where's the leak? Here. This is the video. I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. I was working on it this morning. So you see this big red button? There's a little switch in the back. It connects. So green means the room lights are on. Red light means the room lights are off. And I can connect my phone to it. I can connect my Stream Deck to it. I can put a sensor on it and have my dog bark and she's gonna change the lights, like whatever I want. And I can build more of them and then have this button control everything. It's a silly idea when you look at it, but it's the way it works is super cool. I explained it in the video. Oh, look at that. Oh, we disconnected. It's not working now. Nice. Did I just break it? Okay, we're back. All right, let's get on this plant stuff. So this is the plant I got. Like I said, I know nothing about plants. It's a 4-inch pot, so it's tiny. It's gonna be like this whole box. The top of it is 23 inches, and I have 2 of them, so it's not even filling up like half. It's filling up a quarter, without fail, kind of. But it works. It works. You have the right idea. It can be done. You know that. Why do you want to be the one to do it? It's more just fun. Like, I have a list of projects that I wrote years ago, and I just want to do them purely for fun. And if by making content around it is the way to monetize those projects, that's kind of the goal, you know? It's like, I had one that I was looking into this week. You know how Amazon and all these big companies have spent like hundreds of millions of dollars? I think there's even one that's done already $1 billion in making delivery packages with drones. And it seems like no one's really figured it out, or no one's done it good enough. Like, Amazon has like a really shitty one and they've spent hundreds of millions on it. But what's stopping someone from doing it themselves. And they're just going to Amazon and being like, look, it's not that hard. Like, you can make it safe, you can make it everything, and I bet you can make it cheaper than them. So I have like one thing I want to do. I want to get really small drones just to prove that it's possible, and build like docking stations. And in the docking station, it'll charge the drone and it'll put a package in it and whatever. And then set one up here, set one up, let's say 3 streets away at someone's house, and set one up at another guy's house there, and have like 10 of them in my city. And then have the drones actually fly themselves and deliver. I'll make some real basic package, like let's say the number 1 on a box, and I'll have it go to one guy and another, and I'll keep running the system until the number 1 box comes back to me. And like, you could do something like that for pretty cheap. You don't need $100 million to do it, or even much time. It's just these big companies, like they're wasting their time. So I feel like a lot of these ideas would be so much fun. How much for the light switch? I'll send you one, Josh, for $2. I'll send you one. Yeah, so we gotta do this. What do you think about the plant idea, Josh? This is gonna be crazy. The thing, we were doing a stream where we were talking about plants, because we have one viewer that's like a really big plant guy. And I told him I don't like taking care of the plants, and he was saying kind of like, I can help you with it, like I'll show you what to do. And I told him, what if I made you do it? And then that's what we're gonna do now. So it's like, let's say either through YouTube chat or Discord or whatever, I'm gonna have a full live stream of the plant with all the stats, like health bar, you know, let's say like hearts, whatever. And people are going to just take care of it for me. I'm never gonna touch it. So I bought 2 of these, and if you look up like how to take care of these, like I asked ChatGPT, what's the most dramatic plant I can buy locally, and that's what came up. The Fittonia. So you can join engineering groups and channels like your own, or lure those folks into fun TED Talks. You're right, shouldn't be so hard. I think it's just fun. Like there's a guy in San Francisco, William Osman, and he started making. I used to do these when I was in school. It's like a fair, like almost like a science fair, and they exist today. But you have to go in with like a degree with the school and with a sponsor. And this guy's making it where anyone on the internet can go. So you could just build a really cool project and just email him, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I like your project. Like, come and set it up." So it's like we're slowly getting there where people who don't have like $100 million budgets can make cool stuff, you know? Yeah, like look at this. It likes bright indirect light. Keeps soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. So this is gonna be the big problem. And then watering when the top inch dries. This I still don't figure. I don't understand how to do this. Like every morning I stick my finger in the dirt and it just feels wet. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's good. So that's why we have the. That's why we have this. The soil sensor. So I'm just gonna stick it in, I guess. I don't actually know where the sensor is. Whatever. I'll figure out where it activates, but just stick it in 1 inch into the plant. And then if it triggers, we need to give it water. And that's your job. I can make like a Discord role and it can maybe ping the plant caretakers. Yeah, it likes light, it likes water, it likes humidity, which should be easy. Temperature is going to be rough. Oh, you need fertilizer? Moisture sensor at different depths? Yeah, exactly. Wait, you need fertilizer? What the hell's up? Do we have to build something to do this? Just 7 drops. Zinc, iron. Can we pre-mix this into the plant? Does anyone know? Can we make like a plant juice? Or do we have to do all this fertilizing stuff individually? Maintenance. Regularly pinch off the tips of stems to encourage a bushier, less leggy plant. Okay, we're definitely not doing that. Drooping. Thirsty plant. Give it water immediately. Yellow crispy edges is caused by low humidity, dry soil, or excessive direct light. Leaves falling off. Potential overwatering. Okay. And it's non-toxic to cats and dogs. Perfect. You can use liquid fertilizers like Miracle Grow. That's such a good name. Miracle Grow. I don't know what you mean by mix. You can't be there always or burn the plant. Okay, so it needs to be like put in individually. Like I thought you can make a big pot of water, find the ratio for fertilizer, put it in the water, mix it, and then just inject the fertilizer with the water, no? Yeah, I guess you have to do it with like occasions. Got it. Okay, so we'll have to make something for that. Soluble plant food. It's good you brought it up, Andrew, because I would have killed the plant in 2 weeks, it looks like. Every 7 to 14 days. Okay, so I can make another side machine or whatever and let people do that. You know what we should do? We should make it where people can sign up for a job. Like one guy could be the fertilizer guy, one guy could be the water guy, and then you guys have to deal with the shit. I don't want to touch this. Control release fertilizers exist? Really? I'm gonna copy paste your message and just search it. Let's see. How much do they cost? Oh, that's cool. Wait, they're like little grains and you put them into plants and then they just release over time? Be back in a bit. Well, thank you for being here, Joe. Could be another liquid pot, smaller with pump. That's what I was thinking. What if we just had like a 3D printed, what's those things called? Plants. Or spray. Or spread. What's those watering things called? With the big spout. This thing. No, that's a hose. Is it just a water pot? Like this. This stuff, what is this called? It's a water pot? We can just 3D print something like this. And then every 2 weeks just release it onto the plants? Is that what we need to do? Watering can, thank you. Yeah, I could just 3D print like a spout with a bunch of holes, make 2 of them, split them, and then have the water pump that we have just spray directly water into them. Dude, this is actually a crazy project if we can get this to happen. Never that high of a quantity. Oh, you put it in the soil and it releases as you add water. Oh, okay. Okay, well, think about it like this. From the perspective of trying to make it automated, how would that work? Let's say I want to do a year without touching the plant. I want to set this up, build it, test it for a week or 2, and then shove it in a corner of my basement or in an attic or something and give it power, and that's it. So, yeah, the controlled release approach, exactly. So if I had those grains, how do I make them last a year? That's what I don't understand. I put the grains in the dirt and I water as I go, and they're going to release, but it's not going to last a year. I'd have to put the grains every month or whatever instead of every 2 weeks. Right? So we'd still have to have something release the grains. Let me look into this. What's it called? Control released. For examples, if the granules last one season, make a hopper with enough granules for the rest of the year. Exactly, that's what we'd have to do. But can you just drop them on the top of the plant? And then you have to make sure that water touches them, right? So that adds like a little bit of complication. Lasting forever may be impossible. I say forever. I think a year is a challenge, but I think it's doable. Let's say like a month is 100% realistic. 3 months is like pretty doable. 6 months, it's like, okay, we're getting along. A year, it's like, ooh, is it gonna die or is it gonna live? Let's see, how does this stuff work? Oh, okay, I see. I think my camera's blocking it. There's a picture. I get it now. So if I was to do that every 2 weeks or whatever, it just spikes up, spikes down, and if I put too much, it kills it. Whereas this is way smoother over time. And then as I put grains, the ones from 2 weeks ago are releasing now, and the ones I just put will release in 2 weeks. So I can kind of like make them in increments. For example, if your granules... No, I read that. Another option is to pair it with other organisms that provide nutrients. That's a good idea too. But then that takes us into a rabbit hole of complication. But this granule stuff makes a lot of sense. Can you just buy them? Control release fertilizer. Amazon, let's say. Water soluble plant food. Slow release. This is what we need. Feeds up to 4 months. So we only need to do this 3 times. And one bottle covers up to 40 feet squared. You get them at the shop where you got your plants from? Okay, perfect. I got them at Home Depot. It's not really a flower shop. It's just the only place that had this. Oh, this is a good idea. How important is it for the granules? I don't know what to call them. Granules? Let's call it the food. How important is it for the food to be inside the dirt? Or could it just be on top? Will it work if they're inside the dirt? Sorry, on top. Like, can I just have a dropper scoop a certain amount onto the plants, you know, every, let's say 4 months or every month or whatever? Or do I have to dig them into the dirt? You can put it on top? Okay. Okay, this would be nice. And you know what's nice with the setup I'm doing? I don't have to deal with mice, rats, birds. All these things are. I don't have to deal with, like, I think the farming term is vermin. With rabbits, we got so many rabbits here and all that. So like, I can focus on just doing this once nicely, and then maybe in another year we can make an actual greenhouse. I think that would be the craziest. If we can make a greenhouse with like a robotic arm that does everything. You at least want to spread it out. Yeah, okay, if I could spread it out but it's on the top, I'm good. I can spread it out. I can make something to spread it out. I have some ideas for that. Yeah, I definitely don't want it munched up because I'm guessing there's something in there that could just burn the plant or eat it. Wait, this is gonna be nice. Okay, so this one's not good because it's 4 to 7 days. So we kind of need something like this. The smart release, slow release fertilizer. That's super cool. Even the video you showed recommended having it below the surface a bit. Oh yeah? was thinking like there's one way I can make it go inside the soil, but it would be a little bit complicated and probably damage the plant. Is I could probably 3D print my own plant pot and have some like tubes on the sides and in the middle and whatever, and just put like a grain in each tube and have them pushed in. I feel like that's really overkill. I don't know if that's actually worth it. It's like so much designing and all that. Just I feel like if I could just put it on the top, we'll be fine. What else am I missing? Maybe you can help me, Oaf. This is the current list. I'll run you through it because it's a lot. We got a control computer. We got a USB cam. We got another control computer. We got soil sensor, temperature and humidity sensor, pressure sensor, light sensor, reservoir level sensors, leak detectors. That's just for me to make sure I don't have a mess in the house. IR temperature sensor. I don't remember. Reads leaf surface temperature for plant health and cool stats. Okay. Water pumps 1 and 2. One is gonna move water to the plants, and one is just gonna activate a mister for the humidity and to make it cool to watch. You know, a video like brain rot, video brain rot. That's what the misters are gonna go. So like a pump and a mister and misters, and it's just gonna make like a mist in the enclosure. Check valves to make sure water doesn't go back. A grow light. I got 2 grow lights because it's going to be in a box in the basement, so there's no sun. And the grow lights have a timer, or I can actually build my own timer and tell it when to go on, when not to go on. Power supply, already got that figured out. This doesn't matter. Fuses don't matter. We got the bin. I got acrylic windows. I like the idea that Andrew had, because we have to make sure the electronics don't get soaked in the humidity. So I'm gonna probably do some sort of external enclosure for all the electronics, or like he said, a Tupperware, which I really like that idea. It would be nice to just have like this box right here, just close it in, everything is waterproofed. And then 3D printed mounts and fans and vents to control, to reduce mold. Those sound cool, but for the optical components, have you considered whether their effective range is within the constraints here? Well, the box is huge. I don't know how long you've been in the stream, but I can give you a little... This thing is... The plants are like 4 water bottles stacked together. Like that much space and maybe that much height. So like that's gonna be the plants, and then from here, all this is free space. So I can set up a camera at the top here to see everything. I can set up a camera to see the plants close. I mean, this thing is massive. This is 102 liters, so it's like what, 25 gallon? Something like that. I tried to get the tallest one I can, so we have space for the camera. If not, I have bigger ones, but they're not as tall. But that should work. I think it gives us enough space for as you said, the effective range. What else did I get? I'm gonna try to remember here. Well, let me go back to the goal was to kind of have it like a full-time live stream that people can hop in and check the plant and updates on it and whatever, and have like a bot either in Discord or in the live stream chat that runs it and takes care of it and whatever. But I want to display on the screen all the stats of the plant. So like I want to have the health of the plant, the last time it was watered, if it needs food, all the scheduling stuff. People could just hop in, take a look. I think I like what Andrew said, is doing multiple cameras. I can do multiple cameras in the box, and then I can set up a bot to change between all the views. So I can have it like a cycle through different angles and different data as it goes around. That wouldn't be too hard to do. Kind of think of like if you've ever been in a plane when you're staring at the flight tracker or like a plane flight screen. Yeah, like these things. You know how when you stare at them, they like change different views of the flight path and tell you different details and info? Kind of something like that. Maybe I can run like a bot to put copyright-free music for, you know, full time. People could just open it up while they're studying and stuff and watch the plant. Take care of it. Listen to some good copyright-free music. There's some cool things we can do with this. Since you know a lot about plants, maybe you can give me some suggestions of things you think I can add or take away or change. Like, is there anything else we'd want to track about a plant? We have like moisture of soil, humidity of enclosure, temp of enclosure. We got water dispenser, moisture dispenser. What else we got? We got, this is all the things I'm giving the plant? No. Moisture, this input, this is output. Here, I'll split it into two lists. Outputs. Think your plant collects plenty of data on the plant, yeah? It's okay if it's overkill, if there's something that you think of that's overkill. It's just a fun project to try, like, fully automated stuff. Like, I love the idea of making things that I don't have to take care of or, like, do. Like, now, usually when I'm filming or when I'm working or whatever, I have a light switch across my garage. And sometimes I'm all the way down there and it's only, like, a 20-foot walk. It's not that much, but sometimes I'm working on stuff. I don't want to get up and walk all the way to the light switch and back. So I made a light switch machine. You see, now I can click on a bunch of different things in my room and actually control the lights. How do you plan to design the build? Most of it's gonna be designed like 3D printed. I'm gonna do a lot of 3D printing for this because I want it to be. Sorry, what is the dog doing? Dog, go to your bed. A lot of it's gonna be 3D printed and like made structurally good so that I don't have to go in there. Like, I'm gonna have all the wires tucked in nice. I'm gonna make it into a real, like, you know what? Here, I'll just explain it to you the way I have it in my head. So we have the bin, right? The enclosure. What I was thinking is we can do the lid of the bin like this, and I can set it up on like some sort of stilts or something. Let's say we have one like this tall, and we have one like this short. And that forces the whole box to be on an angle going down, right? This would allow me to connect a drainage pipe and run this to drain or to something to make sure that we're not just accumulating water and then mold and flies and a whole mess. Then you would have your plants. Let's say we have two. Get out of there. We would have our plants like this. Boom. Boom. And then we would have everything 3D printed on some sort of. Let me pick a different color. I'll do the prints in dark blue. So I'll have some sort of like structure that goes on top of the lid. There'd be a 3D print for each module. Kind of, yeah. It would kind of be like some sort of system that I can build around. Let's say I could buy like a pegboard. You know those big boards with a bunch of holes in them, or I can even 3D print one, and then I can make everything link and go into the pegboard. And maybe I could do like the bottom layer of the pegboard could be for wires. So you screw in whatever you're working on, and then you wire it under, like a floor. Some sort of system like that. I'll have to figure something out. I'm sure I can find something in this garage that will help me do that. But then that way I can break everything into different parts. So I would do like some sort of system like this. Then let's say we have our moisture sensor. Then we have our water sprayer. Then we would have our misters. You know? I mean, everything would kind of go like that, and it would just kind of be like a bunch of units. Let's say like a temperature sensor. And all that would be in its own little, I don't know what to call it, like a base plate or something. And then all those electronics would wire out. So if I was to do wires, let's say orange, all those would have wires and outputs and whatever. And then we would have a box on the outside, probably a Tupperware, with all the electronics. Or inside the box, but for now let's keep it outside. So this would be like our ECM. Maybe there's some stuff in Gridfinity or Multiboard that would make an easy foundation for design. Let me look into that. I've heard both of those, but I don't know what they are. Gridfinity. Yeah, oh yeah, this is the guy who made the... Did some guy make this on like TikTok or something, or YouTube? Yeah, this is a great idea. I could do something like that. What's the other one? Multiboard. I can even design one myself. Like, design-wise, this project would take less than I want to say a day to be safe. But I think in like a couple hours I can design most of this. Yeah, this is a good idea. So, I would do some sort of control ECM on the outside. And then... and then the bin goes over and it locks and locks, and then boom, bada bing, we're done. And I'll have some fans here. Some fans to control it. Well, to make the airflow a little bit. I mean, most of it's there. I think they have something like pegboard, and you can design your compute sensor monitor within this point. So that'd be really cool, actually. Which one? Multi-board or the other one? The Gridfinity. Planes is in planar services, yeah. Either way, I don't think it'd be that complicated. It would be like, let's say, this, holes, and then I would make a second one with routing paths like this. And this is a really bad drawing, but you get the point. And then some holes in the routing paths like that. And then if you have a wire, you just, you know, you'd have a hole, you drop the wire in the hole, and then you route it whichever way you want it into the box. Multi-board? Okay, I'll take a look at that after. Okay, and then, what else? There was a couple things I was thinking. I was like, for now, I'm not going to do any camera computing stuff. I'm just going to do really simple, like, all the sensors go into a control, like a microcontroller. The microcontroller will feed everything to the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi will do all the sorting and saving and figuring out, and it'll run a full-time stream. That's how that's gonna work. And then I could get some ESP32 cams, or Maybe just another set of those cheap cameras. Like, how many ports does the Raspberry Pi have? 4 USB ports. So I can get actually 4 cheap cameras. They're like 15 bucks each. Let me go check Amazon. This is the Anycubic cameras. I can send oh shit, they're 40 bucks now. These used to be 15 bucks like a year ago. They have like night vision and all that. And they have night vision, like an IR light, and a normal light. And you can activate them, well, through the software, but I'm guessing I could do this with Raspberry Pi also. Damn, they doubled in price. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so there's that. I'm not sure what I'm missing. I kind of want to get all my parts now, so when I actually build it and film it, I don't have like 2-3 day lapses where I'm not working on it, you know? The fertilizer is going to be interesting to figure out something for that, because we have the problem with the fertilizers. Let's say like this is the top down of the plant, and we have like the plant and the leaves. How do we get an even spread of the food with one machine? Think of it like a facility, I guess. You need plumbing, power, data lines, exactly. So I have bought a proper extension cable and a splitter, so I'll be able to break up a little bit my electronics. I'll do one for the control module, one for the pumps, the lights, whatever, and then one for, I forget what the last thing was. There was something. It'll come back to me. So I have at least like a splitter for that. I do have Tupperware boxes for the whole control unit. I bought the box. I bought these acrylic plates. They're actually full transparent. They just have a protector. I'll probably cut it 1 1/2 and make windows on the box. Just 3D printed windows and like silicone them in. Just so I'll be able to monitor and maybe I can make one that's like a door that I can open and fix things if we ever need to. I've got all the stuff I need to measure water. So I got my level sensors and everything. It feels like I have everything. The only thing I think would be draining water out. In my basement I have a drain. So I was thinking I could just make it drain into like an actual tube, and the basement floor is slanted, right? So I could probably just run that tube directly into the drain. My only thought is, if I can't do the basement, how am I gonna make it drain properly? That's my only thing I'm not sure about. How do you think we can make the hopper, or whatever we're gonna call it, spread the grains across the plant evenly, or as even as we can get it? Because let's say this is the plant with the leaves, right? Let's say we did like a water slide like this. This is like on a slant, right? And up here is like a bin, and it has all our seeds. And when you open the gate, the seeds slide down and they fall like this, right? That's not spread enough. That's going to be, like you said, a hot spot. So how do we get the grains to disperse without building something that's going to take too much complicated? Spin the pot. Oh, true. Wait, that's so true. That's a great idea. Put the pot on spinners. Yeah, it would look super cool. Yeah, and I could just make it a command. That's a great idea. I'm adding that. You know what? Maybe we could do that. Let's figure out all the things that people would input, all the things that people will receive, and then cool features, I'm gonna call it. So I'm gonna go through the list. I'm gonna restart. Let's do outputs. So for now, let's say 3 webcams. 3 webcam views. Temp of the enclosure. I'm gonna save myself for typing. Temperature enclosure, humidity enclosure. Soil, moisture, reservoir level, leak detect, IR, maybe grow, nah, we don't need grow light on and off. That's kind of it. Yeah, that's kind of it. Maybe fans, but we don't need that now. So that's everything that we would read, and we can use to display things to the user. And we can make combinations of them, but that's kind of what we have. Then inputs would be, this is what we have to figure out. We have to be able to water the plants, right? We have to be able to moisten the plants. We have to be able to fertilize, feed the plants. I think lighting is going to be the one thing that I'm probably not going to give control, because it is going to be in a box. So I'm probably just going to put lighting on a cycle and just let it run. What's other essential things that we need to control? Essential, and then after we'll add the fun stuff. I think that's it, right? Plants need water, like in the soil, humidity, moisture, and fertilizer every whatever amount of time, and light. I guess, you know what? I'll put a light control just for now. Then we can add like fun features, like spin the plants. What else? Control the LEDs. Water. Moisture. I had a couple of them, I forget. Change view. Change camera view. What else? Maybe we could do a command like to mess with me. Like leak false warning. Let them choose the genre of your music. That's a good one. You are on it today with suggestions. Music genre / maybe like skip song. Make the music play to the plant. Ooh. Maybe we can, this would be doable, but I have to see how much computing space I have left. But I could do like RPi to Arduino to LEDs, music matching. So I can make the LEDs like pulsate to match the music. Ooh, maybe on LED controls we can do modes. We could do like fireplace mode. Music mode. Rainbow. Etc. That could be cool. Spinning the planets is good. I'm definitely keeping that one. I will put this here. I was thinking about one that we can add probably later, if I have time, if it's not too complicated. Like some sort of back and forth. So let's say you donate, or not donate, but let's say you get credits for watching, and you put in 10 credits to water the plant. And now like a minute timer starts. And then I have to block your water if I want to be an asshole or whatever. So I could give like 11, and it's like a bidding war. I give 11, and now I blocked your watering. So you don't have to either give 12, or I guess the plant doesn't get water. Some sort of like fun messing around thing, but I don't know how to make it fun enough that people would play it. I'm not gonna make it a money thing. I'm just gonna make it like the more you watch the stream, the more you get credits to spend. Something like that. There's research that suggests playing music to plants has an effect. Oh, we could try that. I think I'm not gonna do audio from the enclosure to the stream, just because the box is gonna be in the house. So I don't want like constant audio from the house going into the box. But video, 100%. You can have like bidding wars on whether to give the plant healthy music or not. Give the plant metal music would be funny. Or maybe like play a stupid sound. That's good. Play sounds or pick bad music. Maybe we could have like voice lines, like ChatGPT voice lines that could be read to the plant. That's actually funny. Play, what is it called? TTS, text to speech. To plant, like you're a real bad plant. You're not gonna grow today. Plant TTS. I think that's a pretty good list right there. That's a lot of work in the programming. But I kind of know the way I want to set this up. I've done like something similar many years ago. I did a garage door, like a garage door unit. I'll pull it up. It'd be easier to show than explain it. Here.
What you're looking for, there's a...
So I did this many years ago. What is this? A year data collection on this could be interesting to some folks. Yeah, it's gonna be fully data like collected onto like a black box kind of. I already have everything. Yeah, look at this. So years ago I made this. It's a camera, a fingerprint sensor, a keypad, and a microphone. All this gets piped through an Arduino into a Raspberry Pi that's on the inside of my garage. So the Arduino was just like the muscles, you can say, and the arms, and the Raspberry Pi was the brain. The arms would move and bring things, but like the actual processing happened in the Edna mode, exactly. Okay, you've watched it. Or is it Shama? Is it you with OPH? So with this, it's a very similar setup to what I'm doing now. I'm kind of going to use an Arduino or some microcontroller to do all the operations, but the actual controlling and commands and whatever is going to happen in the Raspberry Pi. Oh, it is you, I knew it. But I think that's how. So I do have a little bit of experience with this. Like there's some, and what's nice with this is I can make, I think it was JavaScript. It's a JavaScript, like a Node.js thing, where I can write the Arduino code on my Node server that's running on my Raspberry Pi or whatever setup I use, and that will automatically go to my Arduino. So I don't have to like flash the Arduino and then reflash. Or flash the Arduino and then update the Raspberry Pi. I don't have to do none of that. I can do everything on the Raspberry Pi over like a virtual connection or whatever it's called. And then I don't have to ever touch the Arduino. It's just piping data and commands back and forth between the two. It was called like... I want to say Fermata? Some Johnny 5, is that it? Yeah, upload Fermata, that's what it is. Johnny 5 is the Node.js thing, but the software you put on the Arduino is called Fermata. Yeah, here. Most common method used is the JavaScript robotics library Johnny 5 and the Fermata protocol to communicate over a serial connection. That's it. So I'll be able to kind of keep it all nice and organized on one machine, which is really exciting. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pipe all these out to an Arduino, and then the Arduino will send that over serial connection to the RPi, and then that will control the cameras and all that. This is a good system. And all the fail-safes is probably the one thing that I have to like figure out over time, but I can't imagine it's that complicated. When you lose internet connection, just follow, like I'm gonna have like an admin protocol, let's call it. And this will be like the fail-safes to make sure the plant never really dies. Like it can get real close and real bad, but it'll never get to the point where like it's gonna die as long as we have electricity. So I'll have like fail-safes, like if the soil moisture drops below whatever, give it water, you know, give it at least 2 hours of sunlight a day, all sorts of things. Like I'll have some sort of setup there. So it's like if you lose internet connection, just default to your fail-safes. The only thing that I think is going to be out of my control is if I get like mold or something happens to the plants that I didn't plan for. So it's really important, like I keep my water clean. I really have to be careful with the reservoir water. You know, close it up, keep it airtight. Maybe, I don't know how it works with plants, but I know like with pools they put like 1% bleach or whatever. Maybe I have to do some sort of mixture there that's ideal for plants and that won't let the plants get poisoned by the water that I'm giving it. Maybe I have to go buy distilled water, or is mineral water okay? I don't know. Or maybe I have to, you know, clean. I have to do something there. I have to get like food safe connections for everything, which is what I have. All these check valves and stuff is all food safe stuff, like from coffee machines and all sorts of soda machines. That's what these are from. I would like to use my water sensors that don't actually have to go into the bucket, but I'm not sure how likely that is. Is your city's water already chlorinated? Well, I do live in Montreal and our water is not that good. Let me see. I know we have like a stupid amount of boron, I think. I think that's the metal. Let me see. Let me check my specific burrow. Chlorinated. Yes, tap water in my area is chlorinated as part of the municipal water treatment process for disinfecting its bacteria and viruses. So I guess I should be able to use the city water, right? Should be good. I think it's gonna be a super cool project. And a Raspberry Pi should be able to do all that computing, right? Like, can a RPi run multi-cam streaming? Like, I don't need crazy resolution, we know that. Raspberry 4 or 5 can manage 2 to 4 HD cameras. Okay, so let's say we do 3. 3 HD cameras. And then all the Arduino computing stuff at the same time. Like, it should be able to have... I think mine is the 4 gigabyte Raspberry Pi, like 4 gigs of RAM. Let me see. Yeah, Raspberry Pi 4B 4 gig. I saw now they make a 16 one, which is crazy. And now there's the, you can buy NVIDIA have you seen this? The Jetson Orin NX. Or a handful of cameras and motion detection on a Raspberry Pi. Okay, yeah. Have you seen this? Jetson Orton NX. An AI performance like Raspberry Pi style computer. 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. I think now they're like, because of the RAM prices, they're like $1,000 for the Orin. Yeah, look at this. I have an old Jetson Nano. Do you really? Like, this looks insane. But it's, right now it's $1,500. I literally only use the GPU I own. But does it work good? Or wait, do you connect the Jetson Nano to a GPU? And then that's your computer? Because you don't need like a regular motherboard if you're not doing a lot of things. You just output to one display. You got 4 USB ports and then you're good to go. Is that what people do? Like mini supercomputers. No, it has a GPU? Okay. Like, this looks so cool. I would love to get one to mess around with. Like, definitely when I do that drone project, I'm gonna buy, maybe not this one because this is really expensive, but I'm gonna buy maybe a Jetson Nano or something, and I'm gonna run the automation software on that. I run a larger interface jobs on it. Doesn't have much RAM, so it sucks at LLMs. Okay, but still, it's still more powerful than Raspberry Pi, right? Doesn't have much RAM. Or it can run half decent LMs. Well, the automation software I wanted to run was, I want like a RC plane or a RC helicopter, whatever it is, to be able to deploy, do a mission, and come back completely on its own. So let's say the mission is like, I'm gonna give it coordinates 5 kilometers away to go and look for a heat signature at night. And I'm gonna hide in the forest. And I'm gonna give it 30 minutes to go and find me. So I'm gonna have it fly over like a forest. I'm gonna go hide. It has a thermal camera, it has a normal camera, whatever. And I'm gonna have it run a bunch of different paths and use different strategies and whatever, and try to find me. It finds me, log the location, and report back home. Or log the location and stay tracked on me. So that's kind of like the goal. And I want to be able to deploy it and return completely on its own. And there's some crazy, like, you know what, since we're kind of slowing down here in the stream. Flight Ori. This guy is super cool. Look what he built. Oh, I showed you this actually. I showed you this. Oh, you got a sale. Maybe I'll buy one of them. I really want to get this one. The Moose, but it's a plane. It's not a. It doesn't take off straight. It takes off like a plane, so it's a little bit more complicated to automate that. But this thing is massive. It's got a wingspan of 1,600 millimeters. Like, I can barely fit it on this wide angle camera right now. Like, look at that. It's like 5 feet. It's 5.5 feet wide, and it can carry a decently sized payload. Like, it's got a compartment just for a payload. Look, that red box. So I can build like Jetson Nano camera technology, whatever. Slide it into the plane, plug it in, and it'll take over when I tell it to. Otherwise, it's just gonna pass my signals through. It's so cool. Like, I would love to just I would love to just get like a basic flying automated plane, like that does my missions, like I explained it, and just go like interview like a Lockheed Martin employee or something and be like, what do you think about this? I built it for $1,000 and you guys built the same thing for, you know, $200 million. How does that make you feel? Like military level technology at home. The crazy part about this is if I fit a big enough battery in it and I fly it at the optimal speed, because he runs where is it? This. He runs a bunch of simulations on it and everything to see where like the optimal speeds are. So let's say if I could do like 70 kilometers an hour and I can fly it like he's saying for 3 hours. What's the distance there? 70 kilometers per hour for 3 hours. That's 210 kilometers. So, let's be safe. Let's do like 180 divided by 2. So let's say I have a 90 kilometer. I have almost 100 kilometer radius of how far I can go. That's insane. Can I open? If I open maps in incognito, will it show where I live? Okay, it won't. Look at this. So this is like a map of Montreal, right? Let's say we type in Montreal. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted. Let's say we go somewhere in the middle of Montreal. Let's say here. Okay. And then I can right click. Let's say here. This should be like 30. This is 21 kilometers. So I'll keep going. This is 60. This is 85. Okay, that's 100 kilometers. I can almost go to the New York border from Montreal. That's insane. Actually, I can go to I can go to another country and come back. I'm not gonna do that. If there's ever a government agency watching, I'm not gonna send a drone to another country. I'm not dumb. Yeah, look at that. Wait, what the hell? How do I... Yeah, so I can easily enter another airspace and come back with that drone, and I can do it within hours. That's the technology they're using in wars and military right now. Like Reaper MQ-9 range. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty crazy, but it can fly 1,150 miles with an endurance of over 27 hours. That's pretty crazy, actually. It can cruise at 230 miles per hour? Wait, how big is this? Oh, okay, it's a full-size plane. It's a 66-foot wingspan. Okay, it's a full-size plane. What are like military unmanned vehicles under 10 feet wingspan? Let's see if they exist. Black Hornet 3. This is actual world's smallest combat proven nano unmanned aerial vehicle. Unmanned? Okay, check that. Wasp. Black Widow. What are these names? Black Widow unmanned aerial vehicle. It's just a drone. But when they say unmanned, does it mean it flies itself? Or is it just a person's not in it, right? Unmanned, like no person. So when they say like that little drone is unmanned, it just means there's no one living like inside of it flying it, which is obvious. Okay, this is just like little drones. A VTOL, Nomad 50. Oh, here we go. Lockheed Martin. It means that's no crew? Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Lockheed Martin Nomad. Yeah, here we go. Now we can this is what we want to go for. This is a 18 foot wingspan, 10 foot wingspan. What's the smallest one? What's the small one here in the middle? That is very cool, but there's not much info about it, probably because it's government technology. Drones are autonomous. Okay, what's the difference between a drone that stabilizes itself and you tell it where to go, and a drone that makes decisions on where to go and stabilizes itself? They're both technically autonomous, but what's the next step? Like, there's a drone that I can fly and I can tell it go straight and it's gonna go straight, and I can point the camera down and it's gonna go down, and I can record somebody. And then there's a drone that I can tell go find a person in the orange shirt and lock onto them and record footage and then come back. What's the difference between those two? They're both technically autonomous, no? It's like the automatic transmissions where you click the button to shift the gears. You're not actually, it's not a manual shift, you're just requesting the transmission to do an action. So where's the line? What's a UAS? Is UAV? Yeah, this is the kind of shit I want to mess with. Coyote Raython. See, this is cool. Like, this will launch itself like a rocket, go into the air, open wings. Like, that's what I want. No one made a 3D printable one, and I don't have the skills to design that. That's so cool. Oh, this is meant to counter them. This is an actual missile. Never mind. That is just a straight missile. I'm not gonna help you make a weapon. No, I'm not making a weapon. I'm asking you what's the difference between, because you're saying drones are autonomous, but drones need people to tell them where to go, right? Like, I input in a RC controller, go straight, go back, go left, go right. So what's the difference between that in terms of like the English language, autonomous, and what's the difference between that and a drone that takes off, does something, comes back completely on its own with zero interaction? It's like, where's the difference between them? Is one more autonomous than the other? Is autonomous a word that has a scale? So I don't understand like the English definition for something like that. Don't know why my internet's not working, but I think in most cases it's autonomous movement. Autonomous movement is the line. Okay. I guess we just haven't gotten there much. Like most, I guess the only people who have that kind of technology is top of the line government agencies, and even then, it's like it's not working that great yet. Like, if you look at aviation, which is one of the most funded industries, I would say, in terms of like making new stuff and technologies and whatever, even they require pilots to be there and still make corrections and take off and land. Like, it's such a complicated thing to do properly. There was a person following camera drone. Yeah, but I have that too. My drone can do that. It has that feature, but it's not smart. It's just like camera track, and then if it falls lower in the camera screen, if it goes down, let's say that you have the 50-50, let's say it goes slightly down, it's like move the drone. Like constantly target it. But it's not that good. I want something that has the ability to identify a threat. Like if something's trying to jam it or hit it, it can like abort mission, right? So let's say I'm sitting with a BB gun and I'm shooting at it or something. I guess that'd be really hard to do, but that'd be an ideal situation. Something that's trying to jam it, I want it to be able to go completely off grid and figure out how to get back, right? So let's say it's flying towards somewhere, it's taking markers and trackers and all sorts of things, and then if it loses connection to my computer, which was giving it instructions, it can have like a return to home, which drones have today, right? My drone, before I fly it, I let it GPS lock. I fly it, I can turn off my controller and it'll fly back to the GPS and bring itself down. So I'd love something like that. I would love some sort of like higher, not higher intelligence, but like a smart stabilization. Like if there's heavy winds or whatever, it'll figure out strategies or ways to get to where it needs to get. You know, maybe there's like a pocket of wind, or if I can throw in like a topological, is that the word? Topological maps. I want to feed it like a bunch of data into that Jets and Orin, and then have it figure out what's the smartest thing to do. But this is a really big project. Like, this is not something that I'm building in a week. This is something I'll do this when I go to Utah, I think. Maybe I'll build the plane just for fun now, and then I'll take it to Utah, and when I'm in Utah, I'm gonna have the mountains and more places where I can actually go and fly this without, you know, bothering people. Like, there's no way I can fly a 5-foot plane in the city. Within 10 minutes, I'll have the FAA at my door. But this thing is pretty cool. Like, come on, that looks sick. And I can put some big props on it, lower the speed, and just make it completely silent. Like, fly it. Like, the drones, the drones with, like, crazy noise, you hear maybe, like, 60 meters up, but, like, 60 to 100, you're barely hearing them. You know? So I can make this plane probably silent at, like, 60, 70 meters up. So I think in the city, the height I'm allowed to go up to is 60 before I can get in trouble, because we have an airport like 10 minutes from here and it's all controlled airspace. Like, imagine Imagine you can make this fly and then like dive and actually have it like, let's say what's a scenario? Let's say there's a scenario where I want it to investigate an area. I have a pre-programmed like GPS location. I know there's no trees or whatever at a certain height. I tell it like, go up to 300 feet. Hold it, and then just nosedive down, film some footage, go up, return home. Come on, how cool would that be? And you know, like, if I wanted to build this into like a car, it'd be super complicated because, you know, the streets and the people and whatever. But in the air, you don't have any problems as long as you're not near an airport. Like, other than wind and stuff. There's no, like, things to go over thing about bomb runs without saying anything. I'm not doing bomb runs. I'm not getting... I want to travel into the US. I want to travel into Canada. Like, I'm not getting... I have people I know that work in the government. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. I just want to build that technology just so I... Where is Lockheed Martin located? I just think it's really funny that everybody's like hating on these like insanely funded private companies. They have a Canada? Wait, what? Maryland, how do you pronounce that? Bethesda. I think it'd be super cool to, just for fun, kind of show up at their offices. Like, they're obviously not going to let me in, but just show up at their offices outside and just hold a massive drone and be like, well, I did what they did, but for, you know, a quarter, or not a quarter, 1,000th of the price. Like, I think that Reaper drone is 40K, if I remember correctly. Which is honestly not that bad. No, sorry, no. 40 mil. Lockheed Martin. I didn't know they have a Montreal office. Oh shit. I didn't know they were integrated into Canada. That's so cool. It's actually not that far from Montreal. It's like, wait, it's actually really not far. It's like an hour and a half. Oh shit, they have a lot. Do they have any in the west? In the west coast? Yeah, this is where we gotta go. Oh, they got a space center? Whatever. I'll figure out where the most insane Lockheed Martin building is, and I will drive out there with the drone, and I will show it off to maybe some of the employees or something. But I feel like that'd be so cool. Yeah, that's what we want. Cali. I want to go Cali, and maybe I'll set it up next to this. Something about being able to make military technology at home gets me so excited that I'm willing to throw my life at it just for fun. Like, I don't want to sell it or like produce it on a high level. I just want to make it, spend like a couple months on it, and then just have it hanging in my room and be like, yeah, I could do that. Alright, Shama. What time is it? Oh shit, it's almost 3. I'm gonna go finish this this video and get it posted tomorrow morning, hopefully. And then I think the next project is gonna be the grass. I don't know if you were here for that. I'll scroll back quick. Were you here there? Were you there, Shama, for the gamer grass? Do you want to see it quickly? You want to see it quickly before we go? Check it out. How good does that look? This is it's called Cobb LEDs. It's like LEDs with kind of like a hot glue strip on top of it, and I made my case so that as it tightens, it squishes it, so there's no gaps and it looks like an integrated thing. Yeah, I'm gonna. This is the next video. I just wanted to see if it's possible to make it, and now that I made one, I'm gonna make a video about it. But I'm gonna redesign it a little bit better, and then I'm gonna actually make it like a listed product on my store. Like I really like the sign because you see those white lines on the sign. It's like gaps because it's printed like literal. Yeah, here, look. You see that texture? It's like actual wood texture. Like I found files for wood planks, like 3D scanned wood planks. I cut them in half so that I can print it flat on the back. I gapped them and everything. And then I made it fit onto. I don't think I can even get it to disconnect. Pretty much, the sign prints flat. I print a little plunger that cones down, and then I've got modular holes on this, and you could just stick the plunger in here and squeeze it, and it'll like snap in. See, like right now, it gets tight, but if I really put it in, it's not gonna turn. Right? It's a lot stiffer, but I can break this easily, so I gotta like pull it out. Yeah, and I'm gonna make all sorts of attachments. Like I want to do maybe like a lawn chair that you put your phone into. I'm gonna do a phone wireless charger. I'm gonna do the levitation thing that's gonna come in a couple days. There's a lot of cool ideas, and then all that comes out nicely. And right now there's 0 screws, 0 glue, 0 nothing. It's put together purely on just like fitment and tolerance. But how cool is that? Okay. Do I have anything I can put this on? Look at that. Gamer grass. Touch some grass, you know? I know you got grass out there, but for those who don't, you know. Anyways, that's it for that. I'm gonna put all this away after. I'm gonna go work on this video. Gonna go get it done. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you if you're still here, Josh, for all the mega super memberships, whatever they're called. I'm gonna go let the dog out, and yeah, I'll see everyone in next week. I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do like an update on the plant. I'll 3D print everything, and then we can actually start building it, because it's gonna be a big ass programming project, and I don't want to do the programming. Gonna have to find an LLM to do it for me. Anyways, so thanks everyone for being here. I'm gonna end now. Bye.